This channel supports 8-Bit Salute and Operation Supply Drop. Please help us raise money to help support our men and women in service throughout the world. Operation Supply Drop, making fun where there is none. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and sorry I'm late at getting to this, but I had to take care of some other stuff. I had to calm down a little bit because I was geeking out, I would say, from Bethesda's show. Partially because they did some stuff that touched my old heart. You're gonna hear me pull the piece of paper that I have my notes on, so forgive me for the background noise. But Bethesda, EA, I need you to look at Bethesda seriously and try to figure out how you can mimic them in some way. Where EA basically showed little to nothing, Bethesda, I won't say that they showed a whole lot, but what they showed counted. Actually, in comparison to EA, they literally gave you walkthroughs of each game, to be quite honest. But they showed enough visuals, talked about the games in detail, and didn't just lend it to little vignettes of developers saying, hey, we're making a game and we like doing what we do because we like our job. That's pretty much EA's whole press conference in a nutshell. Whereas Bethesda, they brought out the developers who spoke about what they're doing, why they're doing it. They showed trailers that were interesting. They didn't necessarily show a lot of gameplay, but at least they showed trailers that caught your eye, and they set up the trailers very well. I think presentation is big in my mind when it comes to these conferences, and Bethesda did a great job of presentation. They set it off with Quake Champions is a game that's coming out. They didn't go into deep detail, but they gave you a little background on how it's going to be a competitive multiplayer game that is supposed to capture the spirit of the original Quake game. They're going to feature it during QuakeCon, which is great. So, but they put it out there, and they gave you like some pretty good visuals. You had one of the lead developers talk about how it came about, what they wanted to do with it. At least they gave you some detail on the game. They didn't just give you, this is going to be a revolutionary experience that's going to capture the mind, blah, 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 bullshit like EA did. They were just giving you some bullet points, some notes on each game. They got to Fallout, showed the footage of what they're going to be bringing, what you should be expecting from Fallout. Skyrim, they are doing the remaster. It's going to have mods for the consoles already installed. So if you never played Skyrim on PC, never got to experience the modding that went on with that game, they're going to give you that experience with console, all on a disc. Pretty neat, Prey, they actually showed a new Prey game. Again, it wasn't necessarily gameplay, but they showed trailer footage that kind of helped give you an idea of what you can expect from the story, and then they came on stage and they talked about the story. They at least gave detail to the things that they may not have shown, like extensive gameplay. They may have had trailers, but they kind of made the trailers kind of deep and meaningful, and their presentation was upbeat. You saw how excited it wasn't a sterile, just bland, over, I guess you could say, well, it was an overview, which is actually good. EA, I can't call that an overview. That was a sales pitch. You know what I mean? It was like that elevator pitch where you get this kind of kind of sketchy salesman who's trying to tell you why you need to buy this car. Um, he's throwing out a lot of things to you, but he's not really telling you what you want to hear. Whereas I felt like Bethesda did. So it got you interested, got you know, thinking about it. They are going to have a demo of Doom, which that touched me because the guy came out, you know, and was like, back in the day, us old people used to call this shareware. And I was like, yo, yes, that is exactly what it was back in the day. It wasn't necessarily demos. You got shareware. Great, they're going to give you the first level of Doom, so if you never played Doom, go ahead, you can get that. And then they, of course, talked about Dishonored. They went into detail, showed some in-game footage, gave you much more detail about the story. Again, they did a very good job of fleshing out these things. Seeing some gameplay, seeing, you know, a significant amount of footage, and getting their people out there to engage with you in a conversation about their product, you know, in a natural way. It was great. It was really great. I enjoyed their presentation. Also, Doom and Fallout 4 is going to have VR content. They have people playing it at E3 right now. That's going to be interesting to see. I definitely wouldn't want to play Doom in VR. See, stuff like this is, you know, if they are serious about it, and, you know, they've had Foundation in VR, as John Carmack, you know, while he was still there, he was working in tangent with Oculus before he finally decided to leave. So I'm sure he's worked with members on that team, or he's shared information with his former id people to help them along with that, especially on PC with Oculus. I'm sure he's engaged them, you know, several times about this, and that's why they're going this route. So this may be like the thing that could kind of sell people more on VR. I personally don't think it's going to be that substantial, but I think it's a step in the right direction that you have a company like this taking two of their bigger properties and trying to infuse VR in it. Hopefully in a significant way. We'll see once we start getting gameplay of it and all that. Perhaps at QuakeCon. That makes me think that since they're doing this, John Carmack is definitely going to be at QuakeCon this year, and he's going to be doing a keynote, and he's going to be displaying this stuff. So that makes, to me, QuakeCon that much more interesting. I have to admit, I went into the Bethesda thing not expecting much because I wasn't sure what I was going to expect, but came away with some good stuff, a good feeling. Again, their presentation was very well done, so even if you felt like they didn't really do a lot, what they did very, very well. And that's what you want. You want to do a presentation that gets people's interest peaked, if anything, and they certainly got my interest peaked in what they're doing. I mean, I don't play a lot of Bethesda games, but I always found like the properties to have a lot of interesting qualities. And now knowing that we're gonna get a game coming, Quake, possibly like another return to the old glory like Doom gave us. Yeah, they're pushing the right buttons. In my mind, I think a lot of people are excited about what Bethesda is bringing. Hopefully, they can continue to back up, you know, what they show like they did in the previous year, with their properties. I mean, good show, Bethesda. Good show. You knew exactly how to do things, and you know, maybe in a different light, with if EA did a better show, we might not be as hyped. But I think we still would be impressed by what Bethesda did, because I think they did a good job, even if EA actually did come with a better show. I think Bethesda did enough to definitely please gamers out there. But I want to hear what you guys think, what your opinion is. So as always, hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.